Multi-vector integration is Kazakhstan's chosen course of development, and the program, Single Market.
For every state, there are two main components of security: reliable defense system and food security. This is the theme of today's program. Hello, my name is Pavel Koklyshev. You're watching Single Markets. In today's episode, the rules of the game. The military-industrial complex is a platform for cooperation within the Eurasian Economic Union. The School of the Market, baiting the fish. And coming right up, the Navigator report, the World Military-Industrial Complex.
По итогам прошлого года мировой рынок оружия и военной техники был...
According to the data of last year, the world market of arms and military equipment was evaluated at $93 billion. According to experts, 2015 was record-setting, showing the highest figure since the end of the Cold War era. The list of 5 biggest exporters of arms is led by the United States. The country holds a 31% share of the world export market. In the last 5 years, the United States sold or transferred military equipment to 96 countries. In second place is Russia. Its share on the world market of military arms is evaluated at 27%. 56 countries of the world purchased weapons from Russia. The third place is the rating of the world's largest arm exporters is China. Its share, 5.9%. France is in fourth place with a 5.6% share of the market, and Germany closes off the top 5 with a 4.7% share in the world exports of arms. Let us turn to the overview of the largest importers of arms. In first place, India. The country holds a 14% share in imports on the world arms trade market. In second place, Saudi Arabia, with a 7% share. In third, China, with a 4.7% share. And the fourth and fifth place are shared by the United Arab Emirates and Australia.
А теперь об экспортном потенциале Евразийского экономического...
Now on the export potential of the Eurasian Economic Union, Russia. The country's portfolio of export orders exceeded $50 billion. The biggest purchaser of Russian arms is India, 28% share of the total volume of exports. It is followed by Iraq, 11% share, China, 9%, Vietnam, 7%, and Venezuela, 6%. Belarus exported military arms and equipment in the amount of $1 billion. The country has 60 enterprises operating in the military-industrial complex. The range of products is impressive, from automated systems of troop control to unmanned aircraft systems. The portfolio of orders for Belarusian military equipment, $700 million. Concerning Kazakhstan, the country is just beginning to develop its export vector. In particular, the company Kazakhstan Aselsan Engineering has a great potential for entering international markets. Its range of products includes night vision equipment and telescopic devices. The plant for the maintenance of armored vehicles, Semay Engineering, is also in the middle of working out the plan for entering export markets. The construction of a plant for the manufacturing of bullets is a completely new project for Kazakhstan's military-industrial complex. The capacity of the future enterprise is expected to reach 30 million bullets per year. That's all I have for today. My name is Alexander Galiev. Until next time on Single Market.
С вами был Александр Галиев. До встречи с Single Market.
The situation on the global market shows that amidst all types of economic disturbances, the military-industrial complex is always actively developing. In particular, this sector, the newest technologies are being tested the most often, and big sums of monies are always circulating. In the recent times, in the globalized world, a foundation is being established for close cooperation. Our correspondent in Minsk, Dmitry Dvoinev, brings us the story and the prospects that are tied with this industry within the Eurasian Economic Union. An ally in Central Asia within the framework of the Collective Security Treaty Organization and a reliable partner in the Eurasian Economic Union. This is how Belarusian authorities view Kazakhstan. Within this context, both countries, Belarus and Kazakhstan, each of which play a geostrategic role in their respective regions, sooner or later should have expressed interest in military technical cooperation. The military-industrial complex. This is one of the most knowledge-intensive sectors of the economy. As a rule, scientific developments and new technologies are taken up with greater enthusiasm than in any other sector, and international exhibitions of arms and military equipment attest to this. For those who are interested in technological innovations and are interested in the military sphere, such exhibitions are a feast for one's eyes and a food for thought. The variety of things that one can see here: mobile and high-precision weapons, navigation devices, friend or foe system of recognition, night vision devices, protective gear which is inflammable and bulletproof. One of the must-see military exponents is the automated troop and command system. With the use of such systems, control of all the army divisions is effectively realized. As a result, regardless of the area of the territory in which the troops are deployed, their coordinated and synchronized operations are ensured. Current realities create new demands from countries that are members of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, and due to integration, the scope of their interest is expanding. This can be seen in the example of the potential of cooperation between Belarus and Kazakhstan.
Прежде всего, это совершенствование системы ПВО.
First and foremost, this is enhancement of the counter-air defense systems, the automated troop and command system, preparation of the personnel at the Belarusian Military Academy, professional army officers, and a whole array of prospective directions on which we're working.
Офицерского состава.
One of the prospective directions of partnership in the military-industrial complex was determined as a couple of years back when Kazakhstan began searching for an optimal option of an automated troop and command system. Specialists of the country's defense ministry, having studied the experience of other countries, made their choice in favor of the Belarusian company Agad Control Systems.
Нам, в общем-то, выезжала группа казахстанских представителей на место сюда.
Specialists from Kazakhstan visited us and saw firsthand what our advantage is. The fact that we have the equipment. Technology was transferred, and this was not a purchase in a store, but precisely transfer of technologies.
Уже есть у нас, и они находятся в эксплуатации.
This choice was based on historical factors, as well as by taking into account new possibilities. The company has a lot of experience cooperating. In the Soviet times, more than 600 enterprises from various countries of the Soviet Union worked with it. That is why automated troop control systems that were developed and made here can be easily adapted to be used by Kazakhstan's military force. And within the framework of the Eurasian Economic Union, there is a stimulus to develop production networks in the sector of the military-industrial complex.
С точки зрения развития военно-технического сотрудничества, Казахстан является для нас стратегическим партнером.
From the perspective of military technical cooperation, Kazakhstan is our strategic partner. Today, we're close to signing an agreement on the development of cooperation in the military-industrial complex and development of scientific and technical cooperation.
Между оборонными комплексами и касающиеся развития научно-технической связи между оборонными комплексами.
For Kazakhstan, there is an opportunity to enhance its defense complex. One of such opportunities is creation of a system for counteracting high-precision weapons.
Повторяю, именно система противодействия, а не там борьбы.
I repeat, it's a system of counteracting, and not just battling planes and rockets. We should not offer samples, but complex solutions. Complexes allowed to move away from arms, which is take out money of the state budget, but have minimal effectiveness.
А эффективность от них минимальна.
Belarus and Kazakhstan, as partners, are ready to not only share technologies, but also open joint productions. This prospective move will work in favor of the import substitution program and will expand the export potential of the military-industrial complex of both countries. The agreement on production and scientific technical cooperation in this sphere will be signed very soon. Experts believe that this agreement will add new energy to the military-industrial complexes of Belarus and Kazakhstan, an energy of closer partnership for the benefit of the industrial and defense security of both countries. Dmitry Dvoinev, Minsk, exclusively for Single Market. Sometimes the themes of our stories from regions are suggested by events taking place there. Perhaps they are not as high profile, but nevertheless give us a reason to talk about what's important. A couple of days ago, U.S. Consul General to Kazakhstan, Mark Moody, visited the Aral region. The visit was not coincidental. The United States is one of the biggest investors of the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which provided financial support for the project of restoring the North Aral Sea. When meeting with local residents, the Consul General said, "I was glad to find out that at the moment the sea is 15 kilometers away from Aral. The development of the fishing industry has created thousands of workplaces." And next in the program, problems of Kazakhstan's fishing industry and prospects connected with the restoration of the North Aral Sea. Kazakhstan is one of the leading countries in the world in terms of meat consumption. However, with fish consumption, things are quite different. An average person in Kazakhstan consumes only a third of the 14.5 kilograms of fish per year recommended by the World Health Organization. The area of Kazakhstan's fishery waters is around 5 million hectares without taking into account the Caspian Sea. These bodies of water can be roughly divided into 8 large territories: Jai-Caspian, Aral-Sirdarya, Irtysh, Shutalas, Balkhash-Alakol, Tobol-Turgay, and Uras-Sarasu. The annual limit on fishery in these basins is set depending on the fish population. At the same time, the way that fishing is conducted must also be taken into account. There's fishing and there's fish farming, or fish culture. On average, the share of fishing is 40,000 tons, and fish farming around 800 tons, give or take. This is according to the data for the most recent years. Out of the total volume of fish bred through fish farming, 50% is trout fish, around 17% carp, and 7% sturgeon. The remaining part of the fish are grass carp, wild carp, starlet, and the crucian carp. Concerning fish that is caught in the natural environment of Kazakhstan, the annual percentage statistics are the following: 33% is bream, 12% pike perch, 8% crucian carp, and 6% roach. And now let us take a look at the situation in the market. It would seem that if domestic consumers are experiencing a deficit, then all the fish should be sold on the domestic market. However, the paradox is that we're importing a lot of fish and are still experiencing a shortage, and a large share of our fish is exported abroad.
Если вот рыбу экспортировать за границы, так это выгодно.
The price offered for exported fish is much higher because of the rise in the euro and the dollar. That is why it is more profitable for the big players on our market to sell the fish abroad.
Основная часть рыбы, выловленной в Казахстане, экспортируется.
Traditional fish farms are developing in regions which are located next to big rivers or lakes. Among them is the city of Aral, located in the Kazlorda region, 80 kilometers away from the Aral Sea. Aral has 5 major enterprises. 2 of them produce flour and salt, and the remaining 3 produce fish. At some point in time, on the territory of this plant, a Soviet enterprise, Aralreprom, was located. Today, the company Aral Service Procurement Center LLP is one of the leaders in the region in terms of fish production. From here, annually more than 2.5 thousand tons of fish products are exported to European countries. Our sea is clean. There are no ships that pass here. As you know, there are no oil extraction works being conducted here. Because of this, our fish products fully meet European standards. In addition, the flora and fauna of our sea is very rich. That is why our fish is very rich in fat. In order to get a guaranteed volume of fish from the Aral Sea, partners from Poland, where their own production is well developed, made an advance payment of 70 million tenge. These funds were used to build a second department for the processing of fish. It started operating in December 2015. In 2012, we received the Eurocode, which gives us the right to supply products to the countries of the European Union. Also in 2011, we already had the permission to supply products to the countries of the Customs Union. Today, the assets of this enterprise include 6 sea sites. However, the fishery infrastructure along these sites has gotten quite old. That is why the near future plans of the company include modernization and construction of piers, as well as procurement of new ships, which will be realized within the framework of the Agribusiness 2020 program. Within the framework of this program, by 2020, the production volume of commercial fish will be increased from 800 tons to 15,000 tons. What's more, priority fish include valuable commercial breeds, first and foremost, sturgeon. Oleg Boldarev, Didar Isaev, Aral Almaty, exclusively for single market. That's all for today. My name is Pavel Koktashev. Kind reminder, all the episodes of our program are available on www.kazakh-tv.kz. Until next time on Single Market, a territory without borders.